It is not right to take the food of children and throw it to dogs. Harsh words from Jesus in the gospel today, don't you think? A Canaanite woman, a pagan, sees in Jesus the possibility of healing for her demon-inflicted daughter. On the surface, Jesus seems uncharacteristically reluctant to help her or even to listen to her. When we first hear this story, it can seem as if Jesus doesn't care. Some people might hear this story as another example of how someone in authority has to be taught an important lesson by a seemingly less power or influential person. We see this all the time on television shows, in movies. Someone who is otherwise a good person is stubborn and close-minded about a particular situation. Often it's the dad or the mom or the boss or the judge or a political leader who just doesn't get it until a child or an employee or a street person or maybe a complete stranger confronts him or her and changes his mind. On the surface, it might seem like that's what's happening here. This pagan woman confronts Jesus, and he changes his mind and his heart about what to do about her daughter. The problem here, of course, is that an interpretation of the gospel like that is completely inconsistent with everything else we know and believe about Jesus. Here, Jesus seems rude in his silence, prejudiced in his attitude, and cruel in his comment to the pleading woman. Have you ever seen Jesus acting that way before? There's no other example in the Gospels of Jesus being indifferent to someone in need, no matter who they were. On the contrary, Jesus was a boundary breaker. He always reached out to heal and to help anyone who came to him. He never sent anyone away, but instead welcomed sinners and lepers and good guys and bad guys, prostitutes and pagans alike. Just a little bit before this story, Jesus heals the son of a Roman soldier. Jesus does not discriminate against anyone. That would be sinful. So something else is going on here. There's clearly a lesson to be learned. We do not need to defend Jesus here. We need to learn from him. Someone's being put to the test here, and it's not Jesus. It's not just a coincidence that a pagan would come to Jesus looking for help in this moment. Jesus went to pagan land for a reason. The disciples have seen Jesus do so much. He healed every sick person, forgave every sinner, welcomed every marginalized person. The disciples recently witnessed Jesus feeding a crowd of thousands without asking who had a reservation and who didn't. But they still don't get it. Jesus says nothing to the woman at first, giving his disciples an opportunity to show the pagan lady some hospitality and welcome her with open arms. Instead, they tell Jesus, "Send her away." The same words that they had used to suggest to Jesus that he get rid of the crowds before the loaves and the fishes thing. So the episode becomes a teaching moment for Jesus, and the faith of the pagan woman becomes an example for the disciples. She does Jesus homage and proclaims him as Lord. For us, all this is a challenge. It is true for our church. It's true for each one of us. A call to have open hands, open hearts, and open doors. Don't send them away. Welcome them in. That's what Jesus would do.